Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful ancient tools for understanding the human mind, the Wheel of Life. Now, this isn't just a piece of art. It's a map that shows us the hidden cycles we all get trapped in, and more importantly, how we can break free.
So you know that feeling, right? Where you seem to be having the same arguments over and over, or making the same mistakes, or just kind of running in place without getting anywhere? It's like you're caught in a pattern you can't quite see, and you definitely can't seem to break out of it.
Well, believe it or not, there's a 2,500-year-old word for that exact feeling, samsara. It literally means wandering, this sense of being caught in a cycle of suffering, just running around and around with no clear destination. It's wild how perfectly it captures that modern feeling of being stuck on repeat.
Okay, so if we're all just wandering around in this big cycle, how do we possibly understand it? Let alone find a way out. Well, what if there was a map, a detailed diagram of our own reality?
Well, there is. It's called the Bhavacakra, but most of us know it as the Wheel of Life. And this is so important. It's not just some abstract philosophy. It was designed to be a practical visual tool, kind of like a blueprint for the machinery of our own minds, helping us see exactly what's going on inside.
And this thing has some serious history. The story goes that the Buddha himself actually commissioned the very first drawing of the wheel. He wanted a super clear visual way to show people the root of their suffering and, this is the key part, the path out of it.
So, if we're all stuck on this spinning wheel, what's keeping it going? What's the engine? What's the fuel? To find out, we have to look right at the very center of this map. Right in the hub of the wheel, you'll see three animals chasing each other in a circle. This is the engine. They symbolize what are known as the three poisons, the fundamental mental states that drive the entire cycle of samsara.
First up, you've got the pig, which stands for ignorance. And we're not talking about book smarts here. This is a deep, fundamental confusion about how reality works. Then there's the rooster, symbolizing attachment and desire, that relentless feeling of I want or I need. And finally, the snake, representing aversion, anger, hatred, and that urge to push away anything we don't like. And notice how they're all biting each other's tails? That's the key. It's a feedback loop. Our confusion leads us to want things and push other things away, and all that wanting and pushing just makes us more confused.
And here's where it all connects. These poisons aren't just feelings floating around in our heads. Nope. They are the direct fuel for our actions, for everything we do, say, and think. These actions then create what's known as karma. Just think of it like a law of psychological cause and effect. Our actions, driven by those poisons, directly shape our experiences and literally propel us through the different realms of the wheel. Now, this is where the map gets incredibly practical for our modern lives. The karma we create pushes us through what are called the 6 realms, but they might not be what you think they are.
See, while these realms were historically seen as actual physical places you could be reborn into, the Buddha's most radical insight was to reinterpret them completely. He taught that these are really psychological states, different landscapes of our own minds that we can travel through multiple times in a single day. Okay, let's break these down. The heavenly realm, that's that temporary high, a perfect vacation, a big success, but it never lasts. The fighting demon realm is that state of mind just consumed by jealousy and conflict. Think about a flash of road rage. The animal realm is when we're on autopilot, just acting on pure impulse. The hungry ghost realm is that feeling of addiction, that gnawing craving that's never ever satisfied. The hell realm, that's not some fiery pit, it's the internal torture of intense grief or anxiety. And then there's the human realm. Now, what's special about this one isn't that it's the happiest, but that it's the most balanced. It's the only state where we have enough awareness to actually see the whole system and maybe, just maybe, find a way to step off.
And the wild part is just how fast we jump between them. You could easily experience 2 or 3 of these realms in a single hour. You get a promotion and feel euphoric, that's the heaven realm. Then you see a colleague's better offer and you're filled with jealousy, hello, fighting demon realm. Then you just zone out scrolling on your phone and boom, you're in the animal realm. It happens that fast.
So if we're constantly spinning through these psychological states, day in and day out, is there even an escape? I mean, is it actually possible to step off the wheel for good? Well, according to this map, the answer is a profound yes. The whole point of this map isn't just to show us that we're trapped, it's to show us the exit. And that exit has a name, Nirvana. If samsara is the endless cycle of suffering, Nirvana is liberation from it. It's what happens when you finally put out the fire of those 3 poisons that powers the whole engine.
All right, let's zoom out for a second.
The entire wheel is being held in the clutches of this huge, fearsome being. This is Yama, the Lord of Death. But he's not just some scary monster. He represents the most fundamental truth of our entire existence: impermanence. Everything in his grasp, every single realm, every emotion, every moment is constantly changing and will eventually end.
But here it is. This is the most hopeful part of the entire image. Look just above the wheel, completely outside of Yama's grasp. You'll see a figure of the Buddha, just calmly pointing towards a white moon.
This single image is the map's exit strategy. The Buddha figure isn't some god you're supposed to worship. It symbolizes our own potential to wake up from this whole cycle. The moon he's pointing to, that represents nirvana, clarity, peace, completely free from the chaos of the wheel. And the pointing itself is the teaching. Liberation isn't some far-off myth. It's a real possibility for anyone who's willing to follow the path.
And this reveals the most brilliant insight of the whole map. The very thing that seems so terrifying, impermanence, represented by Yama, is both the cause of all our anxiety and the secret to our freedom. Why? Because if everything is constantly changing, then our suffering, our anger, our confusion, they can also change. Nothing about our state of mind is permanent.
So, as we've seen, the Wheel of Life isn't just some ancient artifact. It's an incredible mirror for the inner workings of our own minds. It's a diagnostic tool that shows us the patterns we're stuck in, but it's also a map that points the way out. The ultimate takeaway is that because everything changes, our freedom is always, always within reach. And that leaves us with a powerful question to carry into our day. Which psychological realm have you been living in today?